Okay guys, this is the second video that I promised you guys after the first 600 mile service. So they changed the break-in oil and go through everything, do a fine inspection on it, make sure everything's seating properly and all that good stuff. Don't know what your local dealer and stuff charges. Our rate here is $90 an hour. With the oil and everything, it ran me 227 bucks. So it's a little over 2 hours, and then plus the oil. So I'm going to give you some more things I found about the bike, but before I do, just bear with me. I do live on the highway. I've tried this video like 15 times, and somebody with a loud pipe will come by before I'm finished. So that being said, we'll jump into it and we'll go from there. Number one is I put my tag on and got rid of the temporal tag. Okay, I did not see this because I didn't put the tag on. That is how you have to mount this tag. It literally has to sandwich on one side or the other because the holes do not line up for an American tag. There is no room to customize. I'll show you guys in here. No room whatsoever, like to drill a hole. So that's a little goofy within itself. That being said, I'm going to show you guys how many miles are on the bike now. There is 1,051.6 miles. That being said, show you the next thing that I found slightly disappointing. The color of my oil. So it is really maybe just a terrible oil that they put in the bike for the clutches, or maybe it's just the type of riding I do. I'm not aggressive with the bike at all. You can see it's still in eco mode. I want to point out a few things on eco mode and a few things on cruise that I've discovered and go from there. So I commute about 80 miles a day to and from work. My first video, I'm going to correct myself on, I was told it changed the red line. That is not what that is. That is the recommended RPM range for eco mode. And then that one is the recommended for the sport mode. And then of course you can see the little indicator of the perfect shift point for maximum power or fuel economy. So I have literally spent the last 2 tanks of gas on eco mode, and I have been trying to squeeze as much gas as possible on the mileage. So that being said, I cruise at 73 miles per hour to and from work. That's where I set my cruise. That keeps me from getting run over and puts it right here on 5,000 RPM, which you can see is in the lower, within 1,000 RPM range of the recommended shifting point. So again, if you watched my first video, I explained how it really needs a smaller sprocket in the back, because when you're cruising, that's another thing I'll correct myself on, when you hit 81 mile an hour, it will jump from 6,000 to 65. It'll flash back and forth. One bar will be flashing. 81 mile an hour is as fast as you can do at 6 RPM. That's usually the speed that everybody runs around here. That being said, back to eco mode. I've really been trying to squeeze gas mileage out. When I bought it, dude on the showroom floor said that it got 55 or 65 miles per gallon. That is completely inaccurate. Okay. The manual says if you do the conversion from kilometers to what miles are, it comes out at a factor a little less than 42 miles per gallon. I have been able, staying in eco mode, setting my cruise at 73 miles an hour, 5,000 RPM in eco mode. I have managed to get 46 miles a gallon out of it. That's about the best that I can do until I change these rear sprockets. Okay, so I showed you the tag. You heard my complaint about the sprocket. You've seen the oil. Now, with eco mode, before I jump over to cruise, I want you guys to see this with eco mode. The resistance on the throttle is insane. How much tighter it is when you give it gas, and the pressure it puts on your wrist and forearm from cruising, and the resistance is unreal. The actual power itself, it really cuts down. So if you're cruising in eco mode and you need to go around somebody and you hit sport, do not give it any more gas in the process, because it really jumps. Now we're going to get to the cruise. If you use this cruise, the easiest way is when you're cruising, you just slide it over and down. It says set, and then you can go high or low. If you're going to come out of cruise, safest way to do this is come over here and grab this throttle and match it. Match it or roll past it and then flip the switch off. If you grab your clutch, if you touch your brake, front or rear, this thing will throw you forward hard. So I want you guys to be aware of that. So it's a little, it's a little skittish. I was cruising, guy cut me off, I hit the brake and it slammed me forward, and I mean, it was ridiculous. So I just want to give you guys an update, as promised. So the tag, that way everybody, is aware of what's going on and nobody tries to oversell you at the dealer. I wouldn't say I'm mad at it, but at the same time, I'm kind of disappointed in a few features. Now, I will tell you this. It is a super great handling bike. I love the way it handles. It finds the curves. That being said, I have slid out of a few curves. Nothing major. I just feel the back tire losing grip. I got caught out in the rain because this is my daily commuter. I got caught out in the rain, and this joker, anything over 60 mile an hour, the bike tries to hydroplane. And when it's wet, you can't really take curves past 30. It really slides out of the curve pretty bad. That being said, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or concerns or anything, let me know. I've made it past the recommended break-in point, and I've kind of been, I went out today and tried to hit a few wheelies. It's not really a wheelie bike. That's another thing that kind of upset me, because if you look at it, it's a really small frame bike, and you're thinking that would be perfect for wheelies. It's really not. So if you plan on buying this because you think it's dope and it's going to bust out some wheelies, no. If you're going to buy it for a commuter like I do and you're going to hit the interstate, probably not. Because it's looking like I'm going to have to change my oil again to save the life on my clutches at 1,500 miles instead of 3,000. So until I get that rear sprocket changed out, as soon as one hits the market, I'll keep you guys posted. If I keep the bike, I plan on doing a few cosmetics, and I'll let you guys know what happens and give you an update on that. But if you have any questions, reach out, comment, do whatever. It's cool. If I don't know, I'll find it out. But there you have it.